Do you ever feel like you're capable of so much more, but something is holding you back? Like you're constantly fighting an uphill battle, even when you're working hard and doing everything right? The truth is, there's a silent force that could be sabotaging your success, poisoning your relationships, and stealing your joy. It's not a lack of talent, it's not bad luck, and it's not some external conspiracy. It's something far more personal, far more insidious, and far more within your control: the disease of attitude. But hear this, and hear it clearly. There is hope. There is a cure. You have the power right now to inoculate yourself against this disease, to cultivate a vibrant, healthy attitude, and to create a life overflowing with joy, genuine success, and fulfillment. This is a fundamental truth based on principles that have stood the test of time. Let's be absolutely clear. Your attitude is far more than just a fleeting feeling or a passing mood. It's a potent force, a powerful energy that shapes your reality. It's the lens through which you view the world, the filter that colors your perceptions, and the very engine that drives your actions, your decisions, and ultimately, your destiny. A healthy, positive attitude is like a clear, pristine window, allowing you to see the world with unwavering clarity, unbridled optimism, and boundless hope. You see opportunities where others see obstacles. You find solutions where others see problems. You believe in your potential, even when faced with adversity. A diseased attitude, on the other hand, is like a dirty, cracked, and fogged-up window, distorting your view, obscuring the beauty that surrounds you, and preventing you from recognizing the opportunities that lie within your reach. It's a self-imposed prison, limiting your potential and stifling your growth. The symptoms of this disease are varied, often subtle, and can easily be dismissed as just the way I am. But make no mistake, they can have a devastating impact on every aspect of your life. One of the most pervasive and destructive symptoms is cynicism. This is a deep-seated distrust of others, a pervasive belief that everyone is inherently selfish, dishonest, and out to take advantage of you. Cynicism breeds suspicion, resentment, and isolation. It prevents you from forming meaningful relationships, collaborating effectively, and trusting those around you. It creates a self-fulfilling prophecy of negativity, as your distrustful attitude often elicits the very behavior you expect. Another insidious symptom is negativity. This is a chronic tendency to focus on the bad, to dwell on the problems, to magnify the flaws, and to ignore the good. It's a constant stream of negative self-talk, a relentless focus on what's wrong, and a pervasive sense of dissatisfaction. Negativity drains your energy, clouds your judgment, distorts your perceptions, and makes it incredibly difficult to see opportunities, appreciate blessings, and find joy in the present moment. Chronic complaining is another telltale sign of the disease of attitude. This is a habitual pattern of constantly finding fault, criticizing others, and expressing dissatisfaction with everything, from the weather to the government to the service at a restaurant. Complaining not only annoys and alienates those around you, but it also reinforces your own negative mindset, perpetuating a cycle of dissatisfaction and unhappiness. Blaming is another common and destructive symptom. This is a deeply ingrained tendency to shift responsibility for your problems, your failures, and your shortcomings onto others. It's a constant stream of excuses, a refusal to take ownership of your life, and a desperate attempt to avoid accountability. Blaming prevents you from learning from your mistakes, growing as a person, and taking control of your destiny. And finally, perhaps the most debilitating symptom of all is hopelessness. This is a deep-seated belief that things will never get better, that you're trapped in a cycle of misery, that your efforts are futile, and that there's simply no point in even trying. Hopelessness is the ultimate expression of the disease of attitude, as it can lead to inaction, despair, self-destruction, and a complete surrender to the forces of negativity. If you recognize any of these symptoms in yourself, if you see echoes of cynicism, negativity, complaining, blaming, or hopelessness in your own thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, do not despair. Do not give in to the temptation to believe that you're doomed to a life of misery. The very first step towards curing any disease, towards overcoming any challenge, is awareness. The fact that you're willing to acknowledge the problem, to confront your own negative tendencies, is a powerful sign that you're ready to take action, to transform your attitude, and to reclaim your life. So, what are the root causes of this insidious disease of attitude? What factors contribute to its development and spread? There are many contributing factors, some obvious and some more subtle. But understanding these causes is essential for preventing and curing this debilitating condition. One of the most significant contributing factors is prolonged exposure to negativity. Just as you can catch a cold or the flu from being around someone who's infected, you can catch a bad attitude from being constantly exposed to people who are cynical, negative, complaining, and blaming. The attitudes of those around you are incredibly contagious, and if you're not vigilant, you can easily become infected, even without realizing it. Another significant contributing factor is unresolved trauma from the past. Past experiences of abuse, neglect, abandonment, or loss can leave deep and lasting scars on your psyche, leading to feelings of anger, resentment, bitterness, and hopelessness. These unresolved traumas can create a fertile ground for the disease of attitude to take root and flourish. If you've experienced significant trauma in your life, it's absolutely essential to seek professional help from a therapist or counselor who can guide you through the healing process. A profound lack of purpose and meaning in life can also contribute to the disease of attitude. When you don't have a clear sense of direction, when you don't know what you're working towards, when you don't feel like your life has any real significance, it's easy to feel lost, aimless, and unmotivated. This can lead to feelings of cynicism, negativity, and hopelessness as you struggle to find a reason to get out of bed in the morning. A chronic lack of self-care is another major contributing factor. When you consistently neglect your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual needs, you become increasingly vulnerable to stress, anxiety, depression, and a host of other negative emotions. This can create a downward spiral of negativity and despair, making you more susceptible to the disease of attitude. Neglecting your physical health, depriving yourself of sleep, isolating yourself from others, and failing to engage in activities that bring you joy can all contribute to a weakened immune system, both physically and mentally. And finally, a lack of gratitude can also contribute to the disease of attitude. When you focus solely on what you lack, when you take your blessings for granted, when you fail to appreciate the good things in your life, you create a breeding ground for negativity and dissatisfaction. A lack of gratitude can lead to a sense of entitlement, a feeling that you deserve more than you have, and a constant state of wanting, which can fuel the disease of attitude. To protect yourself from the disease of attitude, it's absolutely essential to be mindful of these contributing factors and take proactive steps to mitigate their impact on your life. This requires a conscious effort to cultivate positive influences, heal past traumas, find purpose and meaning, prioritize self-care, and practice gratitude on a daily basis. Now let's delve into the cure. How do you actively inoculate yourself against this insidious disease and cultivate a vibrant, healthy attitude that will empower you to live a life of joy, success, and fulfillment? The first and most crucial step is to take unwavering responsibility for your own mindset. Recognize deep down that you have the inherent power to choose your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions, regardless of your circumstances. You're not a helpless victim of fate. You are the architect of your own destiny. This is not just a nice-sounding platitude. It's a fundamental truth that can transform your life. The second step is to consciously and deliberately surround yourself with positive influences. This means actively limiting your exposure to negativity, cynicism, complaining, and blaming. Distance yourself from toxic people who drain your energy and undermine your confidence. Seek out associations with individuals who are optimistic, supportive, encouraging, and inspiring. Fill your mind with uplifting content. Read books that challenge you to grow. Listen to podcasts that inspire you to take action. And watch videos that uplift your spirits and expand your horizons. The third step is to cultivate a daily practice of gratitude. Take time each day, even when you feel like you have nothing to be grateful for, to appreciate the good things in your life. Focus on what you have, not on what you lack. Express gratitude for your health, your relationships, your opportunities, your skills, your talents, and your past successes. Keep a gratitude journal, write thank you notes, or simply take a few moments each day to reflect on the blessings in your life. The fourth step is to set meaningful and inspiring goals that align with your values and ignite your passion. Having a clear sense of purpose can give you a reason to jump out of bed in the morning, a reason to persevere through challenges, and a reason to maintain a positive attitude, even when things get tough. Set goals that stretch you, that challenge you to grow, and that inspire you to make a positive difference in the world. The fifth step is to prioritize self-care in all its forms. This means taking care of your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual needs on a consistent basis. Eat a healthy and nutritious diet, get regular exercise, prioritize sleep, spend time in nature, practice mindfulness and meditation, engage in activities that bring you joy, and connect with your loved ones. Self-care is not selfish. It's essential for maintaining a healthy attitude and a balanced life. The sixth step is to practice forgiveness, both of others and of yourself. Holding on to anger, resentment, and bitterness is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. It only harms you, poisoning your own soul and preventing you from moving forward. Forgive those who have wronged you, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve to be free from the burden of negativity. And forgive yourself for your own mistakes, recognizing that everyone makes them and that they are opportunities for learning and growth. The seventh step is to find ways to serve others and contribute to something larger than yourself. Helping those in need can give you a profound sense of purpose, perspective, and gratitude. It can shift your focus from your own problems to the needs of others, and it can remind you of the blessings in your own life. Volunteer your time, donate to a cause you believe in, or simply lend a helping hand to someone who's struggling. The eighth step is to celebrate your successes, no matter how small they may seem. Acknowledge and appreciate your accomplishments, both big and small. This will help you maintain your motivation, boost your confidence, and reinforce your belief in your potential. Keep a record of your successes and review it regularly to remind yourself of what you're capable of achieving. The ninth step is to embrace failure as a valuable learning opportunity. Don't dwell on your mistakes, don't beat yourself up, and don't let failure define you. Instead, analyze what went wrong, extract the key lessons, and use those lessons to fuel your future success. Remember that every failure brings you one step closer to your goals. The 10th step is to commit to lifelong learning and continuous personal growth. Never stop expanding your knowledge, developing your skills, and challenging your beliefs. The more you learn, the more you'll realize how much you don't know, and the more humble and open-minded you'll become. Read books, attend seminars, take online courses, and seek out mentors who can guide you on your journey. These steps are not a quick fix or a magic bullet. They require consistent effort, unwavering discipline, and a deep commitment to personal growth. But if you apply them diligently, if you make them a part of your daily routine, they will transform your attitude, your life, and your destiny. Let me share a powerful story with you. A story that illustrates the devastating impact of the disease of attitude and the transformative power of a healthy mindset. I once knew a man, a brilliant and talented individual, who was consumed by the disease of attitude. He was cynical, negative, constantly complaining, always blaming others for his problems, and utterly hopeless about the future. He had lost his job due to his toxic attitude. His wife had left him because she couldn't bear his negativity any longer, and he was struggling with a severe addiction that was destroying his health and his relationships. He saw the world as a dark and hostile place, and he was convinced that he was destined to suffer, that he was a victim of circumstance, and that there was simply no way out. One day, he reached his breaking point. He was alone, broke, sick, and contemplating ending his own life. He felt like he had nothing left to live for, that he was a burden to everyone around him, and that the world would be better off without him. But in that moment of utter despair, something inside him shifted. A tiny spark of hope flickered to life, a faint whisper that told him he didn't have to give up, that he could still change his life, that he could still find a reason to live. He realized with stark clarity that he couldn't go on living this way, that he had to make a radical change, or he would surely die, either physically or emotionally. He started, slowly and tentatively, by taking responsibility for his own life. He stopped blaming others for his problems. He stopped making excuses for his failures, and he started focusing on what he could control: his thoughts, his actions, and his attitude. He sought professional help for his addiction. He started attending support groups, and he began to practice gratitude, focusing on the few blessings he still had in his life. He made a conscious effort to surround himself with positive influences, distancing himself from the toxic people who had been dragging him down and seeking out associations with individuals who were supportive, encouraging, and inspiring. He set small, achievable goals for himself, and he celebrated every success, no matter how small it seemed. He started taking care of his physical health, eating nutritious foods, exercising regularly, and getting enough sleep. He began to practice forgiveness, both of others and of himself, releasing the anger and resentment that had been poisoning his soul for so long. It wasn't easy. He faced countless challenges, numerous setbacks, and moments when he felt like giving up. But he persevered, driven by that tiny spark of hope and fueled by his growing belief in his own potential. He kept practicing the principles of a healthy attitude, day after day, week after week, month after month, and slowly but surely, his life began to transform in ways he never thought possible. He got sober. He found a new job that he loved. He rebuilt his relationships with his family and friends, and he discovered a sense of purpose, meaning, and joy that he had never known before. He became a beacon of hope for others who were struggling with the disease of attitude, sharing his story, offering his support, and inspiring them to believe that they too could change their lives. This man's story is a powerful testament to the transformative power of attitude. It demonstrates that even in the darkest of times, even when you feel like you've hit rock bottom, you have the inherent power to choose your mindset, to change your life, and to create a better future for yourself. The disease of attitude is a serious and pervasive threat, but it's not a death sentence. You have the power, right now, to inoculate yourself against this insidious disease, to cultivate a vibrant, healthy attitude, and to create a life overflowing with joy, success, and profound fulfillment. Take unwavering responsibility for your own mindset. Consciously surround yourself with positive influences. Cultivate a daily practice of gratitude. Set meaningful and inspiring goals. Prioritize self-care in all its forms. Practice forgiveness. Serve others with compassion. Celebrate your successes with joy. Embrace failure as a valuable learning opportunity, and commit to lifelong learning and continuous personal growth. These principles are not just empty words. They are the keys to unlocking your full potential, transforming your life, and creating a world that is filled with hope, joy, and abundance. Start practicing them today. Start making them a part of your daily routine, and you'll be amazed at the extraordinary transformation that unfolds before your very eyes.